in your house, 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 in your house, house, house. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bada boom, realest one in the room. How you doing? I'm a certified G, bona fide stud. You can't teach that. And you are tuned in to IYH.
Hi, this is Isla Dawn, and you're watching In Your House podcast. This is Alexis Littlefoot, the Big Flexer, and this is In Your House.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smoke. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I'm in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, we're here on a Sunday for another Sunday house party, and I am rocking with my squad here. That's Team In Your House, and a lot to talk about. A big Smackdown that just went down. We had our first ever UFC live watch along, collaborating with Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo Wrestling Room. It was a success. We had a lot of action in the chat, and we had some peeps watching with us, so that was a great time. But today we're going to talk Smackdown. We're going to talk a little bit about what happened last night at UFC 329, and of course we're going to talk about our official website, www.inyourhouse.com. We're going to expand on that a little bit more. Helping me out in doing that this week, of course, is our guy over there. You can catch him here. You can catch him there. You can catch him anywhere. But today, you're going to be able to catch him in your house. That's our young boy, B. York. He's here in the building. What is up, man?
Hey, man, what's up? Excited to be in the house today. Been a little bit, but I'm back to talk a little Smackdown. Some people got a little Smackdown last night. Some UFC.
Yes.
And shit, Voice is on the other side. I might have to lay the Smackdown on him.
It'll be a hate crime.
But I'm here in your house. I hope you left the snacks out because I'm ready to eat. Let's get it going, boys.
Same here, bro. Get some wings on deck going because we got our brother over here. He joined me last night for what was a great In Your House UFC live watch along. He's going to help me talk a little more about www.inyourhouse.com. He's the producer of the show. On Wednesdays, we watch some WCW, but every day he's the voice, Josh Joseph. What is up, man?
How goes it, house? How goes it, household? Young boy Bryce, how are you doing? Don't threaten me with a fun tickle fight over here. I'll let you come over here, buddy. But yes, we are in your house, and we are doing some amazing things. Not only did we do our first UFC live with OG Tony and Chris Gonzalez. Thank you guys so much for joining us and making that such a success. But we have the website kicking off. We have new shows coming out. We have young boys joining us again. That's always a special moment.
That's all you get from me. You know,
I like the pose. I like the
there's not much
pose.
to be said. There's not much to do.
It's okay. It's okay.
The silence cracked me up.
I know.
Could have heard a
You just
pin drop.
deadpanned it.
It's just hilarious.
Could have heard a pin drop.
But listen, I'm excited today, guys, because not only do we have the return of the young boy back in your house, of course, we're happy to have him back, but also we have www.inyourhouse.com to talk about in voice. I got to tell you, we've been kind of like, I don't want to say fooling around with it because you really got this thing off the ground when you really put, like last year I said I wanted a website because I knew, and you knew, and everybody else on the team, because we all talked about it, knew the importance of having a website. And
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to talk about this on the UFC show last night because we were focusing on the watch along and we were doing that. And it was a great watch along, had a blast. But the fact that we now not only have our own website voice, but own the domain name to www.inyourhouse.com is actually a massive, massive asset.
No, it really is. And yeah, we did discuss this, and we all knew that this is the logical next step in what we need for what we want to accomplish. A lot of people who are in way higher positions have dropped that message to us multiple times. People we respect in the business. So now the fact that we do have that, and it actually puts us ahead of the game, in which when it comes to obtaining credentials for some of these shows, and being able to be in those spots we want to be in the press and all of that, this is a huge moment. And the fact that you went out and got us the domain name, I was just able to find us the easiest using platform for this group of rascals and misfits. That's all it does.
But it
Much
works.
like Eve Mux, it just works, and we figured it out. And then you did what bosses do and went above and beyond. Now it's time for the worker bees to start getting that page flooded with just whatever creative thoughts we can have. I mean, there's so many friends of ours that are creative, and we get to highlight. And not only that, the people in our own house are just creative minds that I want to highlight and show the world. And this is the easiest way to do it.
I totally agree with you. Listen, we've talked about this, and for you guys out there, we're gonna talk wrestling. Trust me, we're gonna talk wrestling. We're gonna talk UFC. We're not gonna bore you with website talk. Oh, he's gonna. I know you guys don't care about that, but I need you guys to care and go to www.inyourhouse.com for sure. But seriously, the fact that we have the domain name, you understand the value of what a domain name can be. Some of these domain names sell for crazy prices.
Yeah. There's one that famously is in my podcasting loop that I listen to, where Sam Tripoli is. I'm not going to say the name of the podcast because it's pretty graphic, but they've actually started a GoFundMe because it's an $80,000 domain name. And they want it so bad. Huh?
They want pinisland.com?
No. Sure, we'll go with that one, yes.
So, but your point in that being is that some of those domain names, they get pricey, they get up there. And you can grow the value of a domain name over time with what you grow with under that domain name. What is the brand? People will buy that. I'm not saying I have any intention on selling inyourhouse.com, but what I am saying is that as we grow the website, as we grow this brand, as we grow this media group, and we continue to gain traction, gain trajectory, and gain notoriety within wrestling media and combat sports media and whatever we decide to do next, is that the value of that domain name is going to increase over time.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I wish we could go back to when we were younger in the 90s and just start buying up these domain names.
Seriously, because you can make a band, bro. You can make more than a band. You can make bands. Yeah. Seriously, I never thought about that. Luckily, because of the specificness of my name, that was not a name that anybody was trying to go after. So I lucked out in that. I mean, if my last name was the traditional like HOUSC, you know what? I'm gonna have to go back and look after the show and just see, for the sake of it, how much In Your House HOUSC is actually like worth, or if it's even up for sale or anything like that. Because I can imagine that's probably pricey. But with that specific tweak with the W, which stands for work, that kind of set us apart a little bit. So there's that. But to get into the specifics of the website, this is going to be a place where we're going to be adding polls for you guys out there in the household to give opinions and thoughts on anything that we throw out there. There's a link to our merch page there where you can buy shirts and hats and other in your house accessories available there on Brainbuster T. So that's available too. If you want to get to know any of our creators a little bit deeper or just get a good idea, we have a host profile page that's going up where right now it's me and voice on there, but we're going to be adding more of the hosts there. That is that they're going to be added there and add their profiles there. Blog page, we already have the first blog up from Kevin Calloway. We're going to be having another blog that drops tomorrow from Hypocrisy Jones. We're going to be adding a vlog page to that vlog page or blog page. And my wife, Kayla, is going to be doing a weekly Smackdown vlog where she's going to be talking about Smackdown and giving some of her thoughts on it. So you can go to inyourhouse.com for that. Check out our friends page where you can check out some amazing people that do very great things and are very talented, such as Ribshot and his amazing animations that you can catch over there. Our friends over at Gonzo Sports Room and Gonzo Wrestling Room, you can check out their link over there. And our friend, content creator, Big Oja, the badass construction worker himself, he is over there. You can check him out. This is all to create community, all to collaborate. Also, we have a contact us page where if you want to ask any questions, email us, have any thoughts or opinions or anything on the show, and we'll read some of that on the air too. All you got to do is go to contact us, click that link that says contact us, and send us that email, and we'll talk about it on the show. So yeah, a lot of things. This isn't just some one-page website. There's actually a lot of meat behind it and a lot of things we're going to be doing and a lot of content that you're only going to be able to get at www.inyourhouse.com.
Yeah.
It's
Christ,
a great
what
time,
the fuck?
man.
My guy froze. It was my guy freezing up there for a second.
It's a great vibe where we're putting this page together. And we're just making all the little tweaks to it. But really, like I said, Voice got this thing off the ground. I got the domain name because the reason I keep doing all this shit and it's like to try to make us more official is because I believe in this team, man. Like I believe in what we have here. I believe in the group that we have. It's not just me. Like it's a whole team that is working hard, that wants to do things like it wasn't even my idea to do a blog page. That was not my idea. But you have guys like Kevin that want to do something like that want to put out that type of content for people. That's what, I love that shit. We got my wife who's saying, I want to be a part of the show. I want to do a vlog. Let's do the vlog. Let's do it.
That's awesome.
This
That's
is
awesome.
Bro, it is. And it's a whole new fucking playground for people to be creative outside of the podcast. InYourHouse.com is going to be huge for so many creative minds.
Yeah, that's 100% true. And I mean, truth be told, I want to get us to those spots where Bryce is actually talking to some of these characters that we see, because the way that we seen him at the expo, I want that in every promotion. And I want those guys who want to fuck around and do those types of things where we're just a silly goose time, but we do have serious content too. But you know, there's so many levels to In Your House when it comes to the content creators, that this website allows all that to be seen in one spot. It's easy to digest for the fans.
So easy. I mean, the fact that we're going to have like our own like host profile, like to me, that's cool, because you know, it's kind of like when you were a kid, you used to go to like WWF.com, and then you would go to like the profiles, or like, you know, the wrestler profiles, and you'd get like, here's their height, here's where they're from, their signature move, some information about them. I was like, man, I would always love to be a part of like a website like that, that kind of has my own little profile and highlights me a little bit. Now I do,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna have that for everybody who creates here at In Your House. They're gonna have their own profile to be to be highlighted a little bit. I think that the host page is super important for people to kind of get in tune with the people that they are watching and figure out more about them. So I'm putting a lot of focus on that as well. Putting some polls out there I'd say probably by tomorrow. There's probably going to be a new poll on the main page of InYourHouse.com that you guys can answer, and we'll see what goes down with it. And whatever that poll is, whatever it may be, and however it pans out that you guys vote, we'll talk about it on one of the upcoming shows. A lot of ideas, a lot of work to be put in. InYourHouse.com is live, and now the ideas are flowing. We're ready to go.
Yeah. Bryce, are you going to put your Only Toes links up?
The people don't deserve the dogs, bro. I mean, if the people want to, donate to my Cash App, my Venmo, they want to donate, and then I go get a pedicure if that's really the content they want. Like I have no problem if the money's flowing, right? That's just not free content for me.
I love it, bro.
I enjoy it, man. I enjoy it. So, all right, we're about to get into this show, but first, let's hit the chat. Let's see what they're talking about there. We got Ribshot there. We were just talking about you, man, over there on www.inyourhouse.com. You can check the friends page, and you're there. Evening, gents. Did you do the UFC Watch Along? Yes, we did. It was a great event. We're about to talk about it here in a second. We got Brian Marks. He says, what's up, guys? What is up, Brian? New chatter there, so we appreciate you dropping in over there on Facebook. And we got OG Tony Gonzalez. He says, good afternoon, guys. So we appreciate you dropping in, bro. Glad you had a great time last night. The UFC 329 Watch Along, the first ever here for In Your House. It was a great time. I really enjoyed the undercard. I've got some new favorites to follow, whether it be Gable Stevenson there at the prelims, or Patty the Batty. I enjoyed him quite a bit. And then just how things flipped in that fight was so crazy. The 15 to 16 second submission, that was wild. Voice, I think the UFC 329 Watch Along was a big success.
Oh, I agree 100%. The fans had fun. We had fun. It was a good UFC card. Main event, obviously a letdown.
Yeah.
But the fact that we got a honest reaction and change on camera with Chris over Patty the Batty.
That was one of the best.
That was a really good moment to capture. But yeah, one of my daughters came home today and she asked what fight we watched last night. And I was like, well, the UFC. And she's like, did you see Patty the Batty? And I was like, oh, yeah. She started telling me something. I was like, no, that's not how it went at all. He was like, "What did you watch?" Because you didn't watch that one. But it was just really cool to see that dude get kind of like his shine last night.
Yeah, so
you know?
kind of a star-making moment, a little bit. I mean, he
Yeah,
was already a
yeah.
star, but like, I mean, he cemented that victory so swiftly, and I think we talked about it a little bit last night. Was the way he composed himself to be able to properly lock in that submission. Like, I, and plus, like I said, he was lighthearted. He was fun. I, I'm a fan of Patty the Batty. I really liked what he was putting out.
Did you notice though that our whole thing that we talked about, his whole lightheartedness coming out there having fun, and then when it came down to the moment, he turned
that
into a
switch.
stone cold killer.
Yeah.
He had that 40-yard stare, and he just knew what he was supposed to go in there and do. He took a breath, he collected himself, and then went into one of the most impressive finishes of that night,
Yeah,
and
it
the
was.
easiest check he probably ever made. So I thought that was fantastic, and definitely want to see him what his next competition is going to be.
I agree with that for sure. It's just like Ripshot said. I was super impressed with Gable Stevenson. I mean,
Yep.
just the way that, and like, he's somebody. I was even telling Zay yesterday when I was watching him on the prelims, and I was in the studio preparing for the watch along. I was like, watching him and the way they're talking about him on commentary, they're like, "Oh, he's one of the biggest prospects in UFC history." And then the fact that you've got John Jones just like seriously like putting his signature on this guy makes me believe that Gable Stevenson is going to be a massive star. I know it didn't work out for him in WWE, but maybe that was for a reason because I feel like this cat's going to cook. He's 4-0 now in UFC. Bryce, did you have any thoughts on the event UFC last night, or specifically Gable Stevenson? Because I don't know if you saw him in the prelims. I enjoyed what I saw. I think he did some work.
Yeah, I mean, I seen some of the card last night. I seen Stevenson fight. I'm anti Stevenson. I don't like the guy. Like,
What did he do to you? What did he do to you?
you just Google his name. If you
Okay. There's something I don't know. All right.
This man is I'm sure he wins fights, type of thing. I'm sure he can beat smaller people than him. I'm sure he can wrestle around with people who don't want to wrestle around, type of thing. Allegedly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Very important, Bryce. Very important.
Clearly he's allowed to fight in UFC, so allegedly.
Yep.
So separating that, I mean, he put on a impressive display. I think it's like any guy that I feel like they push in the UFC. And when I say push in the UFC, it's like like you said, they're on commentary talking him up. I mean, obviously working with John Jones, that's a different type of stamp than the normal talking him up, but they're not going to put him obviously in some title match. They're not necessarily putting him against a title contender.
Nope.
So you I feel like sometimes it's an illusion. Yeah, he's 4-0 right now, but are they just feeding him?
Most certainly they are. They got to try to bolster
his record, and then eventually, yes, okay, maybe he is good enough to get there when he's 10-0 and he's only beating guys who are 15 and under on the rankings or whatever. So it's just some of that for me, but I think he did have a very impressive display. That Ellison guy, I mean, he was throwing bombs, and Stevenson did get caught. And so I think as obviously you get into those tougher fights, that's where the illusion here is, yeah, he got caught by this guy who's not that good. When you're fighting guys who are that good, who are that top level of heavyweight and stuff like that, like, are you going to be able to survive that? But I think
that's a great point.
He was very impressive, though, with his striking. I thought, I think there was one time Ellison looked like he thought about shooting a takedown, and he immediately, the way he kind of got down to a sprawl for the takedown defense was just very impressive. So, I mean, he had a very good showing in that one round. I really liked Robert Whitaker also on the prelim card. He moved up to light heavyweight, and there were a lot of doubts about that online. And like that was the first thing once he got that knockout. he had it loaded in his post-fight speech. Hey, Reddit, I can do this. I can, I'm not too small to be up in this light heavyweight division. So I really like that just for him, because this is a guy he's a vet in the UFC. So I like to see when these vets can, they can still compete. He's showing that he might have, still have life in his career. So I really like that. Cody Garbrandt also wrestled in that fought in that prelim, but he took an L, and he's a latter stage guy, but big fan of him. But to the main card, that King Green fight with Terrence McKinney, I mean, those guys, they seem to be, they were going at it pretty well.
That fight was fun because the way it turned in the first round. It was one way favoring McKinney, and then by the end of the fight, it was King Green. Yep.
And then kind of the other two fights, they were pretty good. Royval, I'm a big fan of him. Sandhagen took the loss in his fight, but then obviously getting to the co-main and the main event, both pretty quick fights. Paddy Pimblett, I mean, obviously, he made short work of Benoit, and I love a submission finish, and he did a unique submission at that. Like, he had this guy in something that we've never seen before. It was a mix of damn near two different submissions, so that was pretty sick. And then the McGregor Holloway, it sucked just because, I don't know. I've been thinking about it a lot, obviously, since it happened. Like, we had all this build up. You talked all this shit. You come in, and then you immediately get hurt, which it's a freak accident. Like, there are people that are trying to point out, like, he lost balance when he was taking his shoes off. He was hurt then. Like, I don't think he stepped into the cage hurt.
No, I don't think so either.
He literally got hurt on that first kick. Like, it just happened.
Thank you, Bryce.
And I honestly feel really bad for the guy. As shitty, another alleged, he's got plenty of allegations. I'm not a fan of Conor McGregor, the person, necessarily, but the way that I felt his story was going, like, he was so in this deep end of, like, fame, money, I'm crazy, I can do what I want, I'm Conor McGregor, like, he was so deep in that in this build-up for this fight, getting to this point, I feel like this was a lot about him locking in. Yeah. I felt like this, to him personally, felt like I can overcome the demons because I've put in the work, that this is my moment to show people, like, I am what I say I am and all these things, but it's not because I'm fucking coked up, drugged up, doing all this crazy shit. Like, because I can put my mind to it and I can be that guy, that hero that I was. And so for him to kind of, he lost it immediately, and he tried to get back up. He tried to keep fighting. He tried to tell Holloway, just fight me.
Yeah.
He didn't want to.
Holloway's a good dude.
And Holloway said, "Hey, ref, you see he's hurt. Like, you can't fucking do this." So, like, it just sucked. Like, I just felt bad for McGregor in that moment because I felt like this is a guy that, he sucks. His past sucks, but this was his redemption in his head. Like, does he need to fight another fight in his career? No, not for any money. No, not for even fucking prestige like that. But I feel like he needs to fight for his head. Like, I feel like just like, I can't imagine the place that this is putting him in. Yeah. Because he feels like, I worked so hard to get back to this mountaintop, and it was just taken away from me like that. And, like, maybe that's the karma of life and stuff. But I don't know. That's just the deepness of, like, what I kind of just started thinking about with, the Conor fight. Like, very unfortunate. I didn't think he was going to win the fight personally.
Sure.
But that's just because I just thought he's been away for so long. Things have been rough for him. But it would have just been nice to have him, just have a good fight of some sort, even if he gets knocked out. Like, let's see him go out in a real way.
Bryce, can I ask you real quick? How you didn't think it was going to end that way? Obviously, I mean, that was like just a freak accident. We seen the way he stepped. That footing was not solid, and that momentum
he took too long of a lunge. Like, he was working that same kick in his pre-fight Like he was literally showing the world exactly how he was going to start the fight. He's
And
always
his
been
body
known
was
to fight like this. Like
he was shifted so far back with his body when he
when he
ended up
landed,
landing that.
yeah.
All that momentum just tweaked that knee. And
Mm-hmm.
but I want to ask you, if that wouldn't have happened, how far do you think that fight would have went? Do you think he gets out of the first round with Holloway?
Good question.
I don't think they go 5 necessarily. I mean,
No,
they might go
no.
5. Shit. I don't know, because it's the type of thing where like Holloway, I mean, they both got power. They both got the ability to go. Like, I'm not gonna take anything away from Conor at the end of the day. Like, I'm saying he's losing because of ring rust, in a sense, more than anything. Like, I'm saying he's losing because he's been on all these side ventures that getting back to there. Yeah, you want to be? Have I ever done jury duty? What?
No, I get where his question.
Have you ever seen that show? There's a jury duty show. Go ahead. What?
I get his question because of the way you had the most honest, most down the middle of the line take with that McGregor,
Yeah.
where you separated him from what he
yeah,
has
but I didn't do
done
that
to
for
what he
Stevenson.
is trying to do.
Yeah, I'm not doing
So
that
for
for
the fact that you do that, man, that was like fucking, that was like, hey, if my life's on the line, I want that motherfucker in the jury box dissecting every little bit of it.
Tony, see, I don't think he was hurt before the fight.
I
Because
don't
we
either.
saw him doing those kicks. We saw him doing that stuff in training.
Yeah.
I don't think the stumble when he's taking his shoes off is hit. Bro, I
was
stand
nerves.
at work. I stand at work just straight up and down and will sometimes like, Rob, damn near trip just sitting in a chair. Like, I can't
Exactly.
explain it. So, like, I'm not going to say he was hurt because he maybe stumbled a little. I don't think he got in there and sold
I think that
himself
was
for a
all
check.
nerves, man.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that's bad conspiracy theory to me, because I don't know that shit. I mean, they could pay me to do that then, I guess.
Yeah.
Landon, yes, UFC was crazy last night. It was to me, it was a great event. We're all talking about McGregor, of course, but like I still think a lot of that undercard was really fun. And to me, the event was great. I think from my perspective, the partnership with UFC and Paramount Plus is going pretty well. I know they've had it in place since January, but like I didn't really experience anything like issues, like streaming issues or anything like
No.
that. It was just well done and I enjoyed it. And I don't know if you guys saw, because they had a celebrity up there. It was something else. It has nothing to do with Conor McGregor. It was like some celebrity, and I guess they did like a bad job or whatever because they had his name as Jalen Williams.
It was boxer Shakur Stevenson, who is just recently signed a like multi-million deal to Zuffa Boxing, which is a part of the TKO umbrella. So Dana White was very pissed about that.
Oh yeah, they had him as Jalen Williams from the OKC Thunder.
Yeah, and then they also had, this could have been fake. I didn't go confirm it myself, but Terrence Crawford was also there, boxer Terrence Crawford, and I seen a thing that said they showed him as Kendrick Lamar. So I'm not sure if that one was fake based off the first one, or like both those things really happened in the same night. That's just a blunder.
Dana White ripped like his whole like squad apart over that. He's like, "We're the worst. Like we're the worst when it comes to the celebrities. We never get it right." And I was like, you know what? I don't really fuck with Dana White like that, but I appreciate the fact that he just owned that shit and was like, "We're fucking terrible when it comes to this shit."
Well,
Also-
I mean, come on. In this day and age, why can't they, when those celebrities buy a ticket, why can't there be something that triggers into, that goes up the line? Hey, this person's going to be at this event.
Yeah,
Especially in Vegas.
especially in Vegas. Like
It's just
that's
embarrassing
crazy.
work.
It
It
is.
is embarrassing. We got fucking little robots taking food to people who don't want to leave their houses, but we can't get fucking celebrities correct.
I do want to jump back
Crazy.
to the chat real fast before we get off UFC, just because
Sure.
last point with Conor McGregor, I know Tony said he thinks he hurt himself in the back. The only reason I'm like very anti, I think he hurt himself pre-fight, is because if I hurt my knee, especially my knee, jumping around pre-fight, though, I feel like the worst thing this guy could have done is like commit to that being the game plan to come out and throw this flying karate kick. Like if my knee is already compromised, why would I still think, oh, I need to throw this crazy kick to start the fight? Like I would be just trying something else. I'm trying to take away the kick. I might not throw a kick. Like I gotta do
exactly.
things
You don't want to
like,
let him know. You don't want to let your opponent know that you're hurt. Maybe not just come out the gate kicking if you're already hurt.
that's the only reason like I said, I'm just very anti. I don't think he was hurt heading in, and I don't think he tried to just cover it going in. I think he literally felt it right off that jump, and then that's why he looked at Hollow and was like, just fight me, please. Like,
yeah. Dude, I mean, come on. 5 years of not fighting, and that's the first move he jumps out with, and we have people expecting him to land like a swan with grace and be like, all the Disney birds come in, and they're just like, Conor McGregor. No, he fucking fucked up, and he misplanted and fucked up his knee. Mm-hmm. We seen it.
I agree, and I agree with Fighting. Fighting just hopped in the chat. Like, even if you're not hurt, it's a terrible opener. But we've also you could say that, but we can also go look back at one of the craziest UFC highlights ever in Jorge Masvidal when he hit the flying knee on I can't think of his name right now. He just survived his lung collapsing or something, but he hit that flying knee that was remembered forever because dude just collapsed off of that. But you only hit that because things aligned correctly. If Conor and Holloway both, go to clash in the middle at the beginning of that fight. Yes, Ben Askren. I couldn't think of his name. That dude literally just came back to life, basically. But if you go in and you throw this flying kick and Holloway's coming in you think you're both going to come in, and maybe that's the game tape you've reviewed. Hey, I know Voice is going to step in and throw a right hook, so my game plan is I'm just going to play for that. If you're watching the FIFA World Cup, when these guys go to step up and take penalty kicks, these goalies know where they generally shoot their kicks, so they're guessing. We're always playing a guessing game. In fighting, you got to guess a little bit.
Yeah.
So you're taking a chance. Holloway just backed up, pulled the Samoa Joe, and that was just it for Conor's knee.
Fair. I mean, it is what we all saw it. I really think it happened in the cage. I do believe that he got injured in the cage. I'm with you guys on that. We're going to keep covering UFC. I honestly had a blast, and I think we're going to put something together to maybe give you guys a monthly UFC show here at In Your House. We'll see how that moves. But honestly, Voice, if you're looking at the chat, if you're looking, bro, if you're looking at the chat last night, I feel like, and we're gonna talk about some wrestling. We're about to talk SmackDown, but I want to tell you right now, Voice, because we were just talking. I think just like when we saw that the household had a hunger for more AEW in your house conversations, I can't ignore the fact that I think that the household wants more UFC MMA conversations had within the confines of the household, bro.
Oh, I'm well with you on that one, and I think Bryce needs to be a part of this because you do have some fair takes on this. And I like listening to the way you talk about it. Real quick though, I have to hit this because Fightins, you are one of my favorite people. Fightins chiming in. Was his knee already compromised? Maybe not extreme, but compromised. Fighters are usually a little hurt going into a fight. Now, Fightins, I will agree with you on that one. That knee itself, I think, was the same knee he fucked up, or same leg he fucked up. Opposite leg?
I think he fucked up the other one originally.
Okay, so it would have been a matter of time before that leg needs some type of repair on it. Mm-hmm. Maybe he overtrained for that kick. I also, correct me if I'm wrong, Bryce. You would probably know more than me on this one. But usually when Conor comes into a fight and he's talking massive shit while the fight's about to go, that's when he comes in and he kind of slow rolls it and then bangs. When he's completely kind of silent, that's when he's going to come in and throw a big Superman punch or a kick right off the bat. At least that's what I've noticed with him. And he, for some reason in his head, he thinks he's two-title Conor McGregor still. And that body can withhold all that stuff that he would just throw at it. And maybe he was overconfident in that leap. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that too. Like at the end of the day, like obviously freak accident in my opinion, but like also, I mean, for all these guys, like the only guy I know that hasn't been beaten by Father Time is goddamn LeBron James. Like there's nobody that doesn't lose a step. There's nobody that doesn't like everybody is not immortal. Like you are not the same guy you were. Hell, you're not the same guy you were 5 years ago, and that guy is a shell of the guy that you know 5 years before that. Yeah. So it's like I don't know. It's hard to tell these guys that, like, especially guys that they've been to the highest level, that they're not there anymore, and it's hard for them to accept that.
It is
100%.
The only ad I would say, because you said LeBron James, and I agree, the only other ad I would add in there is probably Rey Mysterio, because that dude's still going, and I don't understand how.
Rey Mysterio's that dude's a voodoo doll who came to life one time, and he's just running around creating chaos.
Dude's insane. He's absolutely incredible. But all right, I really enjoyed the UFC talk. Like I said, we're going to get within in your house circles and talk about maybe a monthly UFC show, because I see that there is a want there from you guys in the household, and we're going to follow that up in time. UFC 329 Watch Along was great. But we did have a good Smackdown, and we're going to talk about it because not only did we have our Smackdown SummerSlam WWE Championship match set, Cody Rhodes is going to go up against CM Punk for the undisputed WWE Championship. We also saw the return of Baron Corbin to WWE, and that was shocking in that night, because I think a lot of us thought he was going to do something with Danhausen. He was going to be the Danhausen Frankenstein in some kind of way, but no, we just got Baron Corbin coming in as Baron Corbin, and it looks like he has inserted himself into the United States Championship scene. We'll talk about that. Also, we had Gunther completely snap and choke out Nick Aldis. I think they're teasing this too much for them not to do Aldis versus Gunther at SummerSlam. We're going to talk about that, but I'm going to give it to Voice here. Voice, give me some of your thoughts on this episode of Friday Night Smackdown.
Well, I thought SmackDown was pretty good. I mean, we kind of expected that we were going to get CM Punk Cody for SummerSlam, but now it's official. I thought what really shined out of this SmackDown, though, was Jacob's next step into his character work, in which he's pretty much pulling a Samoan Reservoir Dogs scenes in the fucking ring by putting Solo's head wedged in between the clips of a chair, man. Yeah. Like Solo is also doing some really good work too, because I don't know where he's gonna go. Like, what is he going to finally submit to Roman and join the family again? He's leaving a lot of mysteries to me, but Jacob is getting into his bag. I like the fact that we have Baron Corbin back. I said a week before, when we were discussing the Danhausen, we all came to the conclusion that we thought it was going to be a part of that. We were wrong. At least what we know so far. We have no clue if next week they're going to come out and do something, but they probably won't. But I do like where Baron Corbin inserted himself. Trick. This guy. Have we ever met another wrestling superstar who just understands it at the levels of Shawn Michaels. Like, Shawn Michaels understood where his character was
Yeah.
when it was around, and he played into it.
Yeah.
Trick Williams understands where his character is, and he played into it. Me and you were texting back and forth, House, during this moment, and I told you, as soon as I seen it, all I could hear was apple bottom jeans,
Title
boots
with
in
the
the fur. Dude, I was like, oh my God, this is and the way Little Yachty played into it and brought it to like reality was perfect too, because I was like, what the fuck's Little Yachty doing stealing the title? Why would he just take it away from Trick? Like, and then he comes back with it, modifies it. Those guys are hitting highlights. My overall thoughts on SmackDown was the characters that I love seeing weekly are getting into their character bag, and they are pulling out some great shit. And it is getting to a point that, like, I want to tune in to see these guys evolve week after week after week, and it's something to delight on a Friday.
I agree with that. I think that Friday is really developing into a better show. There was a few months where Friday, like, if you missed a SmackDown, it wasn't that big a deal. I mean, it really wasn't, because you really didn't miss much. I think they're doing a great job. Baron Corbin pulling up is definitely great. I'm about to get some of Bryce's thoughts on that. But also, I think they did a great job with continuing to develop the Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair storyline.
Oh, yeah.
And just putting so much stakes on that with Jade Cargill. And shout out to Alexa Bliss, because Alexa Bliss, who's like famously like double jointed and like and things like that, for her to use that skill to get her arm mangled in that chair, courtesy of Jade Cargill, not only like was really highlighting her ability to use her double jointedness to help mold the story. Because I remember I was watching with my wife, I was like, get the camera off of it. Get the camera off her arm now. So like, huge kudos to her. But also, this was a massive, massive nod to Jade, because it just shows you that Jade is much more dangerous than what you ever thought that she was before that happened.
Yeah, I from what we do weekly, I would love to be a fly on that wall when they were coming up with that story.
Great spot.
I would just love to hear how they formed it, who came up with what idea and stuff like that. I think that'd be cool.
I thought that was great. But let me ask you, Bryce, some highlights from SmackDown, including your reaction to the return of Baron Corbin. We got you muted. He's good for one. He's good for one.
Highlights on SmackDown. I mean, I think, the Alexa Bliss stuff going on with Jade. Jade Cargill's story is just getting a little bit better. I thought for a while it was like I was kind of tuning out of a lot of things that were going on because it just wasn't appealing to me for a second. I kind of like what's going on with Aldis and Gunther. I think I'm not convinced completely. Like, it's one of those things where, like, it's fun to, like, I guess maybe if that's the match we're getting to, but it's one of those where, like, how does the result actually benefit anyone? Like, you're either the guy that beat up your boss, which, like, cool, but you're a bad guy, so it's not really cool, or you're the boss that, like, doesn't fight. Well, you used to fight, but, like, now you just came back and you got your comeuppance on your employee, which now makes him look like a bitch. Like, it's just one of those. Yeah. It's just one of those things where, like, okay, if we got the fight, it's cool, but, like, there's not really I don't see a benefit for anyone, I guess, in the long run. And then I guess, Cody and Punk, they were about to kiss. That was hot.
Now kiss.
But Baron Corbin coming back, I don't care. I couldn't give two fucks. He'll lose, he's gonna be in this triple threat or whatever. He's gonna eat a pin, or he's gonna miraculously win some shit. because I'm talking shit, he's gonna get the pin and he's gonna hold the belt for like a month, and then he's gonna be doing like an NXT championship match in a year or some shit if he's still on the roster. Like, cool, I guess he's back. Cool, maybe we're bolstering the roster again, but like, I don't know. You just cut some people that probably could just be doing the same shit he's doing. Or you could just rearrange some guys and they can be doing the same shit he's about to be doing. I'm just not thrilled with having Baron Corbin back. I mean, I'm happy for him personally. Like, as a person looking for work, as a person trying to make a bag, hey brother, go get your bag, because I know you like cooking Wagyu steaks and shit like that. So like, you need money to support your habits. So like, being in WWE is probably best for you for sure. And if you're cool with like, I don't know, like to me, like if you're any of these guys that leave because you were like, I don't know, maybe he wasn't leaving because he was a mid-carder for life, but like you leave and you're a mid-carder for life and you come back, like I guess you just got to know where you're going to be in the pecking order. Like you got to know like, hey, if I come back to this team, like I ain't never going to be number one, bro. Like I just got to accept that and accept the 10th man role on the bench or whatever. I still might get a little playing time here and there, but I'm never going to get the shine. Like I'm going to get a bag.
No,
So,
you're
I don't
right.
know.
No, you're right. But here's the thing, though. I think with Baron Corbin, not just with Baron Corbin, with any wrestler that does like you said, they're in the mid card, they leave, and then they end up coming back. That interval of time between them leaving the company and coming back to the company shows them who they really are. And the reason I say that is because look at somebody like Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona went out there and grinded his ass off, worked hard or whatever and whatnot. And even though he went out and he was the indie god, he came back to WWE and he still ain't doing shit with the WWE. But you know what? I think it was more important for him to be able to come back as Matt Cardona to maybe get those easy bucks, because sometimes not everybody can leave and come back like Cody.
Is he still
You know
Matt
what I'm saying?
Cardona?
He's Matt Cardona.
He's wooing. He's wooing. I don't look. I haven't been super tapped in.
I was gonna say, I don't know. Dan, you're right though. Dan Housen might be making him Zack Ryder again. But my point is it doesn't matter. Like when you go to the indies, you find out who you are, and either you come back and you push for whoever you want that to be, like Cody did. Cody said, I want you guys to look at me as a top star. He left because they didn't look at him as a top star. He went to the indies. He helped create a whole nother company. He came back and they saw his value after that. And that's what he wanted. If Cody would have came back and he would have been in the same spot, the way Cody Rhodes is hooked up, he wouldn't have been happy with it. But you had somebody like Zack Ryder who pretty much did everything he wanted to do on the indies. Maybe he's okay with scooping up an easy check now. You know? It's all different strokes for different folks. That means different situations for different wrestlers and what they want and what they value and what they find to be success. Is it getting on TV and telling good stories and winning titles? Or is it just being able to, as Bryce said, make enough money to fund your lifestyle? Yeah. What is it? What is success to you? That's different for each person.
Very true. I mean, and we see it all over this industry. I mean, look at AEW. Mick Foley's out there pretending like that's the best wrestling he's ever seen in his entire life just so he could feed his Santa Claus habit. You know, so people have to, people have to move in different ways that works for them. And, we see these men and women in different lights because we become fans of who they go and become out there on the indie circuit. And when they reach these lights, I mean, like, look, Danhausen, for example. I mean, from a basement to here, to WWE, being on a blimp, being on the sphere, things like that. Those are childhood dreams that he's crushing.
And
killing it.
And, like, I guess, like, looking at the roster or whatever, and like going back saying, like, oh, I think somebody else could just be in this spot. Like, I know it'd probably be a little bit of story shuffling, but like I would rather see Royce Keys be the third guy in this heading into SummerSlam or something,
I wouldn't
because
mind that at all.
he's your new
Me
face.
either, yeah.
He hasn't been here before. So, like, we don't know what his ceiling can be in this company until you
Yeah.
kind of show us. And even if he's just in there to somehow be the guy who loses or something, it's like at least we get a chance to like really showcase him in that light. And then now, okay, do the fans want to see this guy more when he's around a guy who can kind of work and fly like Mello a little bit, or how does he compare with another guy with size and power, move like Trick and stuff like that. So I just think we need more showcase from guys we haven't seen enough of yet.
Sure,
I agree.
sure. No, I think that's a great point, honestly. Let's hop in the chat real quick. Fightins says, biggest live pop I ever heard was when Corbin gave the end of days to Becky Lynch. He has a natural instinct on the mic and in the ring, great storyteller, in my opinion. Well, I loved the bum-ass Corbin storyline that he did, where he was a bum, and then he went to Happy Corbin and became rich. Here's the thing. Baron Corbin is somebody who I enjoy because he's somebody who didn't really come from a wrestling background. He came from a football background, and he just fully embraced it. I remember one time I went to an NXT event in Indianapolis. This was the same event where me and my son got a photo with Samoa Joe. We got a photo with Sami Zayn, and that picture is in his bedroom on a canvas hanging up. And that same event, Baron Corbin was on the card. He was in NXT at the time. I had a group with me. He was all like, Baron Corbin, hey Baron. He came out with dragging his bag. He had like what looked like a styrofoam plate of like catering in his hand, and he just blew us all off, walked right by us, and went right on the bus. And at that moment, I was like, I like that motherfucker, because he did not pay us no mind at all. He played the heel, stayed the heel. And at that moment, I knew that Baron Corbin was a guy that whatever you gave him, he was going to commit to it. We've seen that, whether he be Constable Corbin, whether he be the Lone Wolf, whether he be Bum-Ass Corbin, whether he be Happy Corbin. He's somebody who's shown that he's going to commit to it. When I heard that there was a possibility he was going to be the Danhausen Frankenstein, I was like, I honestly can't think of a better guy with size and ability to play a role than Baron Corbin to be the Danhausen Frankenstein. Instead, we get him in the United States title picture. He can still hit you with that end of days. The fact that he can still do it on somebody like a fucking Trick Williams, who's a big, tall motherfucker and lengthy as hell, and he can still hit you with that end of days is dope. He's come for it. To me, this is a great wrinkle in the United States Championship scene, because in my eyes, I thought we were just gonna get straight up Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams at SummerSlam for the United States Championship, which probably would have been one of the matches of the weekend. But now we have Baron Corbin in the mix. This is just all part of what WWE's been kind of doing, which is taking some swings and trying to do things unique. And I'm not mad at it, because Baron Corbin is a great hand. And whatever happens in this United States title scene, I think we're all going to be entertained by it. For one, I'm happy to see Baron Corbin back and see how he falls into the current landscape of WWE.
Yeah, I agree.
So we're going to talk about that. But listen, we're about to take a break real quick, because, listen, to me, one of the more compelling things on the podcast is the fact that we now have Mix. He picked up a victory against Tama Tonga, and now I have questions. Finn Balor was just on Chris Van Vliet's podcast. I got a chance to listen to that. And my question for the household, my question for Bryce and Voice on the other side of this break is, what is the trajectory of the reinvigorated Finn Balor? We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk a little bit of AEW on the other side of this break.
Hello everyone, it's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brainbuster T-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have.
If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You want to be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster Tees is where YH live. Brainbuster Tees is where YH live.
Hey guys, it's the executive producer of the In Your House podcast, Alakan the Con Man House, here to tell you on this commercial break to like and subscribe to In Your House on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at the In Your House Wrestling Podcast. Subscribe on Twitch at Team IYH. And remember to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And leave a review and 5-star rating. We thank you for your continued support. It all helps for us to stay charted and continue to give you that work. Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House, and this is the Sunday house party. I'm hanging out with the young boy, B. York, and the voice, Josh Joseph, and we're talking some SmackDown. We talked a little bit of UFC, and we're about to get into a little bit more SmackDown, talking about Finn Balor, and then we're going to talk a little bit of AEW. A lot of awesome things moving on in that promotion. But listen, I always got to show love to our guys over there over at Goalie Nutrition. Whether you're training like a world champion, surviving a grueling work week, or just trying to make it through another 3-hour wrestling show, you got to take care of your health. That's where our friends at Goalie Nutrition step in. From their famous apple cider vinegar gummies to wellness products designed to help support your everyday routine, Goalie has something for everyone looking to level up their health game. If you're ready to make the tag, head on over to goalie.com for all your wellness needs. And when you're checking out, enter promo code IYH to score 25% off. It was 10%. Recently, it's changed to 25%. So that's right, 25% off just for being a part of the In Your House family. So don't wait for the referee to start the count. Tag in Goalie today and give your wellness the championship push it deserves. And while you're at it, don't forget to follow In Your House at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, and subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. And join us every week as we cover the biggest stories in the world of professional wrestling. So let's get back to the action, because, of course, we're giving y'all that work, and a lot of that work is going to be directed towards www.inyourhouse.com, where you can check out everything we're doing, whether it be our latest episodes there, our live our blogs, our vlogs, our merchandise. Check it out there. But we're going to continue the conversation, because Finn Balor is a topic of conversation from this past week. He had a great interview with Chris Van Vliet. I got a chance to listen to it at work and get some insights from Finn Balor and the way his mind works. He's always seemed like a really chill dude. I didn't realize that a few years ago that when he had the match, it was against Andrade, when he had been the Demon, he actually went blind from the paint getting in his eyes. Now, the hairspray got in his eyes. There was hairspray that got in his eyes because they had to paint him, and the paint was different because it wasn't alcohol-based paint, because they were in Saudi Arabia and alcohol is not permitted there. So they had a different type of paint on him, and they sprayed hairspray all over him to try to get it to hold, and it got in his eyes, and he was blind for like 15 hours. That shit was fucking crazy. And it was a really great interview. He talked about how he's actually never watched the match where he won the Universal Championship. Never once watched it back, ever. Finn's the type of guy that believes in looking forward and moving forward, so he didn't dwell on it that much. I thought it was a really great listen, and I thought it was great to bring into this conversation because he's pretty much getting a re-push now on SmackDown with the Balor Club character. He looks 10 years younger now that he's cut the beard and everything. I just want to ask, I'm going to start with Bryce here because I know that you're a Finn Balor, Prince Devitt super fan. What do you, in all honesty, fandom aside, now that he has been, kind of reintroduced to SmackDown as, the leader of the Balor Club, what do you think his true trajectory on SmackDown is now?
Shit, bias aside.
Bias aside.
Oh God, probably have a couple good title matches. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know. They're just gonna pump fake me. They're not gonna fool me. We're gonna go fight Punk or Cody or Sammy. We're gonna fight somebody. We're gonna look like we're gonna win. They're gonna bruh. And then he's gonna fight like, I don't know, LA Knight on a random Tuesday in the demon paint. And of course he'll win automatically because he's the demon. But like, why would he not, just do that when he had the random title fight? I don't know. So I think realistically, Balor Club's gonna recruit the guys. We're gonna get the band back together. Tama Tonga, get on in, bro. Because what else are you gonna do?
Do you think we could say Shinsuke in that group?
Maybe. What else is he doing? I mean, I think
Right.
Shinsuke can just collect a check and go surf. Like, they really don't gotta bother him like that. Like, I don't know. Like, I think realistically, at the end of the day, they're gonna pump fake me. I'm gonna believe. I'm always gonna believe, and then they're gonna be nah, dog. Like, they're gonna nah me at the end of the day. Oh, you want in here? Nah, that's what they're gonna do.
Bryce, I'm about to get Voice's thoughts here, but I don't think I agree with that. I'm going with my gut here. I'm being serious. You can call me crazy, or you might have to clip this, but I think Finn Balor is going to become the undisputed WWE champion some point in the next year.
You said this? What you said?
I think he's going to be the undisputed champion in the next year.
This?
If I'm wrong, yep. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Something in me feels like Finn Balor is getting represented because we're about to give him a push. He's going to get some good wins going through we're not even going to think about it. We're not even going to think about it. He's just going to start racking up wins in the mid card, and then all of a sudden he's going to be a legit title contender. Hell, I can honestly see him down the line. I could see him beating either Punk or Cody for the title.
Are we selling leather jackets on the WWE shop yet?
It's gonna be time. It's gonna be time to invest in that leather jacket. We're gonna keep that collar all the way flipped up. I think that it's time. If you want to get in on the Finn Balor, I said this before, and Voice, I was wrong. I kept saying for a while, you got to watch out for Finn Balor in the Judgment Day. You got to watch out for Finn Balor in the Judgment Day. Now that he's outside of the Judgment Day, I seriously don't think that they went back to this Balor Club gimmick for no reason. I think that we are reinvesting and re-looking into Finn Balor. I think he's going to be the undisputed champion in the next year. Voice, what are your thoughts? Give me some of your mindset.
Forget Voice.
On...
Forget Voice.
We gotta tell him. We gotta give him. We gotta give him.
No, you fake fans out there. No, forget this. Forget what I said. House just convinced me. Fuck this. You fucking fair weather fans out there. You fucking slobs sitting at your desk. You fucking fatzos at every show. You heard him. Finn Balor's gonna be the champ. Those leather jackets are going on sale. And me, I've been in the gym. House, he's taking his goalie gummies. Y'all better get the fuck on it, because when our champ is out here flexing his abs on everybody and y'all can't do that shit because you can't even put the jacket on, don't be haters then. Don't start booing then.
I'm
Don't
flipping my
start booing
collar up
then,
all
all right?
summer. It's a keep your collar flipped up summer. That's what we're going with. Fightings? No, that was last night. I had a few drinks last night. Mind your business. Mind your business. But listen, but seriously, voice. What do you think, Finn Balor? What do you think his place is on the card? Where are you at? I don't think we're doing this for no reason, bro.
I side with you on this one. I think there is a reason behind it, and Finn's had a fan base that has stayed loyal through every devastating time that has happened. Yes, I know the fans that apparently Bryce knows personally or has been trolled by. Somebody has hurt him, and it could be Uncle Internet. Much like just this, I don't know if you guys heard this, but did you guys hear Uncle Howdy and Kairi Sane got picked up by TNA?
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah, I was just looking at this before. House, you were doing so good with the ad read and everything, and then going into this. But yeah, it just popped up on my feed, and so I typed it into Google, and yes, TNA Wrestling signed both Uncle Howdy and Kairi Sane. They accepted the released WWE superstars with reports and fan shared rumors indicating they joined the promotion following their respective departures.
Huh. See, I'm looking here. I'm not seeing anything on it.
Sports Code sent it out, and I typed it into Google. So if Google is lying to me, and there was a backstage, which is possible.
I'm gonna wait for a friend of the show, Wrestling Shams, Sean Ross Sapp.
SRS. See what he says? Because, yeah, that would be some crazy signings. Kairi Sane would be big for them. I don't even know if Kairi Sane's back in the States yet, but that's a possibility. But
It's a possibility.
I feel like with the whole, going back to the whole Finn Balor thing, I do. I think that his time is coming. I think that they're going to build him up. Right now, obviously, we're focused on what's going on with Cody, with Punk, and Gunther, and everything like that. But I think that for me, Finn Balor is somebody who you got to keep an eye on again, and I'm still standing on that because if we're in the landscape where Sami Zayn can win the WWE Championship for 9 days. Yes, we came from a time where Finn Balor won the title and had to vacate it after 24 hours because of an injury. But if we can get to Sami Zayn, I feel confident we can get to Finn Balor. I think that there's a way to get there, and SmackDown is the right place for Finn Balor, in my opinion. I thought the switch for him going there was perfect because he's got a lot of fresh matchups. He can have some great matchup. He just had a great matchup with Tama Tonga. When that time comes, if Shinsuke comes, they could have a feud. He could have a full blown feud with Damian Priest. That's another thing they could do. There's literally like 3 or 4 things for him to do that can lead him up to some strong victories to where we're looking up 6 months from now and we're like, damn, could Finn Balor win the Royal Rumble? Hell, let's look at it like this too. Because the only reason I haven't even thought about this is because by the time we get to this point in the year, it's already came and gone. October, Money in the Bank. Finn Balor, he could win Money in the Bank. That's a possibility. He'd be a great Mr. Money in the Bank.
I would like when you said Damian Priest, that kind of got my brain going a little bit, and I think that would be one of his biggest stories, and he can tell.
Yeah.
Especially within the past 3 to 5 years of his career, and how much him and Damian Priest, their careers kind of intersected each other, and then to have. Let's say Finn at that time, let's say they do this big fight with him and Damian Priest after Money in the Bank. Say Finn cashes in, he's the champ, and him going after Damian Priest as the champion or Damian Priest going after him. I think that would put that feud like really up their house. For me as a fan, especially with Finn holding the title.
Yeah.
Seeing those two in their element, going up there. And I like the way Damian Priest works with smaller guys like Finn. And yes, I will correct it. I bit hard on AI. That was my fault, guys. I was looking at it. Within minutes of me looking at it, I retyped it in and it goes, nope, that was false. So there you go. AI will fuck with you.
Yeah,
It fucks with me. It gets you. They made it look. It's so fucking good right now, guys. It's
They
hard
be
to
making it
dissect.
look official, bro.
So that is on me, not anybody else. On me. You can light me up in the chat.
This
Shut up,
man.
Bryce. Shut up, Bryce. You can't even get over doing the one mic mute.
Tomato.
All right, but let's move on here because I like that Finn Balor conversation because I do believe that there's a lot of things for him to do on SmackDown that I think could lead him to the title. But a guy who's over on SmackDown now who is we're looking at listen, let's go back to that conversation with Gunther and Nick Aldis because I hear exactly what Bryce was saying as far as it seems like there might not be anything, no end game for anybody here or whatever. But fuck it, end game right now. I think there's buzz right now with these two. Like, there's buzz. They've already been hinting at it. So many different circles in wrestling are talking about it. Like, you got to do it at this point.
Yeah.
Like, after Friday, if we don't do Nick Aldis versus Gunther, why are we doing all this in the first fucking place? Nick Aldis has already said publicly that he would love to have a retirement match. One final match with him and Gunther would be perfect. It's just another career for Gunther to claim. It at least gives Gunther something to do leading into SummerSlam until we figure out what the fuck we're doing with him next, because we got such a commodity in Gunther, and it seems like they really don't know what to do with him right now. But I want to see the match. I want to see Nick Aldis. I want to see that moment where Nick Aldis takes off his robe or whatever, and everybody's like, holy shit, this guy's the fucking GM of fucking SmackDown, but he's jacked as fuck. Like, he's super jacked. Let's not forget, I understand the whole role is, oh, this is just a guy, this is just a competitor beating on his boss. But that boss is a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. He's a former TNA champion. Nick Aldis is no slouch. If this is Nick Aldis' final match, Gunther's the perfect opponent. I want to see it. I think the match is going to bang hard as hell. Voice, where are you at, man? Because it seems like we're leaning towards Gunther versus Aldis, but also they could be just dangling a carrot in front of us. Are we going to get this match or not, man?
I kind of hope so because they're really playing into it. And I think it would be fun. I also think it would be fun if they put a stipulation where Gunther can be like GM for like a month or something. And I can just
okay, hold on, wait a minute. You kind of cooking there.
Feet up.
Dude. And Nick Aldis has to be his assistant.
Yeah, I think that would be fun
that would
because
cook.
at the end of the day, like what you said with that is, what else do we do with Gunther? I mean, more than likely in reality, because I'm getting tricked by AI out there. In reality, the stipulation will be Gunther will have a title fight with whomever has the title. That will be probably what happens. But I would like them to go back to old SmackDown and run more comical things like that. I mean, fuck, remember when we had Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar running around backstage just doing fucking slapstick shit?
Yeah.
And Steve Austin back there doing all that weird-ass shit with Vince McMahon, and it was funny. It was entertaining. I mean, a stipulation like that would be funny.
A lot of weird shit was going on with Vince McMahon back there.
Yes, yes.
That's 100%.
But,
true.
you know, when cameras were on, he acted okay. Sometimes.
Honestly, on camera might have been the most normal Vince McMahon you was gonna get.
I mean, he did drop the N-bomb a couple times during the ECW.
Dude's wild.
On camera. And thought it was appropriate.
Just straight up wild, dude. Just straight up wild.
He is.
But listen, I don't hate that idea of Gunther and Aldis, and if he wins, listen, the idea of him getting his deserved title shot, he deserves the title shot anyway, to be honest. I mean, because he did, I mean, he did end up getting screwed in this whole thing. I mean, there's really no denying that. But also at the same time, I like the idea of him being GM and Aldis has to be his lapdog. I think that'd be good TV.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he doesn't have to be. I like the idea of doing it for a month because I don't want Gunther as a GM forever.
No.
He's in his prime wrestling years. He needs to be wrestling. But if he were a GM for a month and he has Aldis as his lapdog, he can embarrass Aldis. He could do. I mean, I don't know. Now that point there, going back to what Bryce said, I don't know what the end game would be if because at some point, like if he's disrespecting Aldis, making Aldis go get him his coffee and making him his errand boy, at the end of the month, like something's got to happen where Aldis gets his get back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay, and that's how you can play it to where Gunther, throughout this GM run for a month, he gets himself a world title shot, and Aldis screws him out of it at the end of it.
But see, then we got to do Aldis and Gunther
We're
again.
back there again. Yeah, we're back
right
to
back
this.
there
Aldis,
again.
maybe it's a whole play for Aldis to just be like, "Hey, I don't want to be the GM anymore.
I wanna
want
just
get somebody in."
And then, well, okay, so here,
But that's a lot of moving parts.
because we're
No,
like,
I don't hate that. But go ahead, Bryce.
well, I was just a segue to me, anyways. But like, there be something on this, right? Like, if you're talking about, oh, Aldis wants his retirement match, okay, are you like putting that on this? Because it's not like, okay, he's wrestled a couple matches into it or something like that, and his career is all of a sudden on the line. Like, this is a guy who's technically not in a career position, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like, he's not a
True.
wrestler, so like
True.
to retire him from wrestling doesn't really mean something right this
True.
second. So are you putting his GM job on the line? And then is that a question of like, I don't know all these contracts. I don't know I don't know any of these guys' contracts like that. So is this a position where Aldis is, maybe he does want to go wrestle his last match, however, whatever, but like maybe this is his way out in a sense or something like that, because you're putting your job on the line, or maybe Gunther's what he's putting on the line, the title shot that he wants, or like, I just think there's probably more. There's got to be more to it to make it crazy, because I mean,
Yeah.
this is wrestling, this is WWE, so they're gonna make it crazy in some way. But like, yeah, like where do you take it? Because I don't think just playing on the fact that, hey, I'm gonna retire you is doing something for me personally, because when's the last time we've seen all these in the ring anyways?
That's a really good point.
Can I ask this real quick, Bryce?
Go
since
ahead,
you're
boys.
Cooking on this moment. Could it be, and do you see this more as a TKO type of thinking, where they're like, why do we have two GMs? And this is their way
hold
to
on.
write Aldis out
Yep. I see.
and kind of do it on his terms with his final match, things like that.
No, and
Just
now
an
you're
idea.
now you're connecting dots.
and that's where I was kind of saying, like, okay, maybe contractually, like, this is
Okay,
you're
I
at
see
the
where
end.
you're. Okay,
You know, are you at
I
the end of
gotcha.
your contract, and we're trying to figure out how to offload that anyways? Because like, what do? Like, next Friday, he's just not there anymore or something. Like, I don't know. They're gonna write everyone off in a sense. Hell, they wrote Ricochet off. Like, they killed him and then that was it or whatever. So, like, yeah, I just feel like they've got to be. If the idea, like you're saying, hey, maybe they just want one GM now across the whole thing. Okay, yeah. So is now the stipulation, Aldis' job is on the line because Gunther has deemed him incompetent. And what is Gunther putting on the line? Because it's got to be something of equal value. Is he putting his job on the line or something like that? Like, is this, hey, you're fired or I'm fired at the end of the day?
Yeah.
It-
And
yeah,
weeks
it would
ago,
have
they
to be
tested
something like
this
that.
theory. Weeks ago, they tested this theory when they had Aldis off and Pierce was
Gunther-
taking
yeah,
over both
Pierce was
shows.
like, yep.
So they tested the theory.
And that's interesting. That's
And
I like.
maybe
I like
Aldis
where we're
was
at
just
right
like,
now.
I don't want to go any further. But again, like Bryce said, better. We don't know the contracts. We don't know what's going on in that department.
That's true too. Here's another idea I want to drop to the panel here.
Or maybe
What
just go to
if
break.
that? But also, like, what if he wants to wrestle? What if he wants to
Okay,
wrestle?
so there was, I guess, another thing. Like maybe we do get to Gunther retires him eventually. Like maybe they have 2 matches or something, or maybe Aldis wins this one because obviously he's got to get his in this. It gives him a reason to think I'm competing, even if he somehow wins fluky or something like that, and then like later down the line, Gunther gets his and actually retires him for real.
So here's my idea. Here's my thought, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. What if, what if he wrestles, he wrestles Gunther at SummerSlam, and if Gunther beats him, he's fired as GM, fired from WWE. Instead of we switch this from retirement to you're just out from the company. And I'll keep this in mind that I'm going on the mindset. This isn't fact, but just going on the mindset that that all this, he doesn't really want to be GM anymore. He wants to wrestle, like in real life, like those are his real feelings. So he does the match, has a great match with Gunther, but he still loses. He's fired from WWE. He's done. We don't see him on TV for a few months. He takes some personal time. And then, hold on, we see him on TNA a few months later.
I knew you were going there.
Yep. Yep. Talk to me, voice, because I see those wheels turn and talk to me.
Well,
and then he becomes the champ. And
Magnus, he's basically Magnus.
And then Gunther's the champ while he's the champ. And then they fight.
I mean, outside of the fake news I fell for, we do know that TNA is moving and they're trying to make moves and they're trying to do big swings on things.
Yeah.
This would be if Aldis is ready to rock and roll and can go, it would be kind of a cool thing to see, and I think it would boost up TNA quite a bit. I think that would be something that would draw fans. And once you draw those new fans, you better have something for them to eat more than just Aldis being there. Because they can't run 2-hour shows of just Nick Aldis standing in the ring fucking talking. Like, that's not going to be
what... if Gunther shows up to assault him.
They can do that. But that meat's going to spoil at some point in time if you don't run all of it over and eat it and get it all taken care of, because there's still shelf lives on these guys, and Aldis is no spring
Aldis is
chicken.
only 39 years old, though. Like, a lot of these guys are wrestling well into their late 40s.
And that you're 100% there with all the new technology they have in sports medicine and all that stuff. These guys can go longer. So this would be the prime time. If he can go and he's able to be safe and everything, I say why not? Why not?
I agree. All right, we're about to slide out of here and call this a really great episode. But first, I wanted to have a couple of notes here, some wrestling notes. First off, I watched the first 2 episodes of the new season of Dark Side of the Ring, covering Jeff Jarrett and TNA. I'm not going to talk about that too much now, but we will cover it on the show in the coming weeks. Once my guy Voice gets caught up. I know Voice, he's a habitual Dark Side of the Ring watcher. He watches it way more than me, so I'm excited for when he gets caught up and we're able to talk about that on the show. So upcoming will be Dark Side of the Ring discussion coming in the next week here to In Your House. Well, let's go ahead and do a couple of Collision highlights, because we do cover quite a bit of AEW, and then I have some AEW news pertaining to In Your House that I'm going to drop. Voice, I know you got a chance to watch Collision, my brother. First off, let's cover the biggest news that came out of Collision, and that is the return of Hangman Adam Page and his intentions now that he can't compete for the AEW World Championship. He has intentions on other things. And my personal feelings on that, before we get Voices who actually watched it and covered Collision, which, I mean, he's our Collision guy, just like period. Like, when it comes to Collision, Voice is our guy. But when it comes to the news with Hangman Adam Page, I don't care.
Well,
Like, I don't care. I truly don't care. He can't compete for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm not a Hangman Adam Page guy anyway. And honestly, I'm going to say it like this. And if you're a Hangman Adam Page person, sorry for you. But they've been putting on some great, great weekly shows. And I haven't even thought about him. I haven't given him a second thought. And AEW has cooked hard as fuck. So that's where I'm at with it. Voice, you actually watched the promo, actually watched the show. Hangman Adam Page is back. Let's get some of your thoughts.
Can I let Voice go last real fast? I just got one thing about.
Let's go.
I only got one thing about Adam Page. I mean, he's a school teacher, so I rock with him. Or I guess he was. I don't know if he's doing that anymore. But I think there was a very important note when he did come out. He got a vasectomy. All right, let's not ignore that. That man is taking care of his health. He's taking care of the population out here. So I just want to shout out Hangman Adam Page for that. Voice. You do your thing, brother.
Terrific setup there, Bryce. All right, so Paige did come out. He did his thing. We found out he's been a gardener since his time off.
I did hear about that. Yeah,
he's a botanist. He does botanist shit now. No more cowboy shit. Pure botany. But it does the idea that he can't challenge for the title. Which is, the way they're writing the story, in AEW doesn't mean that he won't get a title. Like he said, there's so many, but again, you have to call back to, they've been cooking without even a mention of his name.
I haven't cared about him, bro. I've been loving AEW Dynamite. I've been loving it.
It's because you got Speedball Mike Bailey.
Well, we can definitely talk about that, Nimrod. From Dynamite, Speedball comes out in a paisley flower shirt, and then it was just weird. It looked like he went back in time to Andy Warhol days and was dealing acid to the hippies. And then he comes out talking on Collision. I don't even know what he was talking about. Like, he's going off on so many different levels of how he's going to be so great, but yet his goddamn interviews bore the ever living shit out of me.
They don't even bore me. They literally make me cringe.
Yeah, I instantly I sit and watch, but my first instinct is to find something else to watch, and that's a bad thing to have.
It's like I get secondhand embarrassment when he speaks.
Yeah, me too. He just gets under my skin, and I don't know what it is.
I don't vibe with him at all.
Because the dude can go in a ring. I mean, he's good in a ring. We've seen him do phenomenal work in a ring. Sheeta, I don't understand OG Tony's disdain for Sheeta. I fucking love her. I think she's doing some great work, and now she's the TBS champion, TBS title. She has a TBS title. She went up against Haley Cameron. It was a good match. Haley's improving.
Oh, Harley Cameron. Harley, yeah.
Harley, sorry. Harley's improving. She's really becoming someone to watch on the women's division. But I did wonder if maybe Sheeta is the reason for a little bit of that. But I will check that out. Her next match, whatever comes of that. I really like Kyle Fletcher's call out. He's doing some great work. I mean, being in the Don Callis family for Kyle Fletcher, I think he's going to be, he's already got me as a fan, so he's already hitting another level of his entertainment. And just the way the Callis family kind of presents themselves, I think really falls into Kyle Fletcher's bag. We also had a great in-ring, a little shaky at the beginning for Willow. She's fired up. She's ready to go. And hopefully Monet understands about the train that will be heading her way. As she said, once she takes the title off Tekla, she will be facing Monet at All In. I really, to be honest, in that Willow versus Tekla, because I think that's going to be a huge discussion on this channel. And it should be, because we've been hyping up both women for, well, I know Willow for years. We've been hyping her up, but Tekla, since she stepped on the scene, she's been that drunk aunt that we all wish would pick us up for the weekend. But I really think that they seen the dip when Willow got injured.
Yeah.
And now that Willow's back, they're going to ride that wave. And I think they should, because it's only going to bring Tekla up even more, because the insanity that's going to unfoil from that is going to be fantastic.
You're right. And I want to add to that just by saying that Tekla tangling with Monet, and of course, for sure, we're going to see her tangle with Willow at Redemption. Like you said and just highlighted, and I just wanted to echo it because it's a big point. This is literally going to make Tekla a bigger star.
Yeah.
To be in the ring with those women is going to make her a bigger star. And this is a great, great, great point in Tekla's career, and let me tell you why. Because she was at a point where she not only became the women's champion, she put a stable around her, and she carried the division in a time where the division really needed somebody to bring something to it. Because, like I've said, the women's division in AEW has been suffering for a while, and now that she's done that work, she's laid her foundation to help contribute to saving the women's division. Now she's going to mix it up with some top stars. She's at a great point in her career where she can come in and she can be like, basically, she can come in and be like an Eddie Guerrero almost, to where like, hey, we saw you came in and you carried the division at a time where it was low, but now we're having top stars come back and we're going to have you tangle with those top stars because you became a top star at the time where we needed it. Kind of the same thing happened with Drew McIntyre as well. During he relayed his groundwork during the COVID time, and then later on in the mix, he got a chance to mix it up with guys like Brock Lesnar and CM Punk and Cody and all of them. So he got dropped. That's what's happening with Tekla right now, is that she's laid her groundwork, and now she's about to be mixing it up with some top stars.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you on that, every point about Tekla, because she folds it in later in the night with some riveting words towards Monet and Willow.
I love that promo. I did see that promo and it was good. She's
fantastic.
Oh, she's so good, and she's basically challenging Willow's like positive perception. And like, are you really? Is that a mask? Is that really who you are? Like, Tekla. And then she ended up with like there's one thing. If there's one thing I like more than a dumb bitch, is a happy bitch. I'm like, she's just on a different level, man.
She really is, and she knows how to hit a good catchphrase. Death Riders had I don't know. It's like a parade with the Death Riders.
So
every fucking, like, I don't get it. Mox, just get to the goddamn ring. We had that go off. We also had some interesting throughout the show with the Callis family. We had some interesting challenges thrown out there. We had some great back and forth, but ultimately we had a AEW National Championships match with Mark Davis of the Don Callis family. He's defeating Speedball Mike Bailey, which was set up way too early in the collision for me. Like, if Speedball's not that captivating that you're going to put him in almost the first hour of the show, and I'm going to stick around to watch a Speedball Mike Bailey match. And the only reason I did was obviously the show, but because the Don Callis family's involved.
And Doug Mark Davis is good as fuck.
Yeah, and Mark Davis he's really fun to watch. If you're into big guys moving fast, Mark Davis is the guy to watch. But again, the Don Callis family is for me an entertaining group to go and watch. I love the way they're presented on Dynamite, but I love even more the way some of these guys are presented over here on Collision. Collision is not a show to sleep on right now. It is basically the Smackdown of AEW, and they are understanding that again. So I would highly recommend that if you are a true AEW fan, try to catch some of those Collision highlights at the least, because they're doing some good work over there.
I like that. I love that. You've always been the Collision guy, and I love the fact that you've got back into it. Man, I'm excited for everything that we got going on here, man. Bryce, I don't know if you saw. Actually, I know you saw this. I know for a fact you saw this. We're on the subject of AEW. It was announced that AEW is going to be coming back to the Midwest in late September for the all out. I think it's all out. Either all in or all out. It's all out event.
Awesome.
It's always all something, but they're going to be coming to the Midwest, to Chicago at the Now Arena on September 26th. And I know we've already submitted credentials for that to try to get there and have In Your House cover it. I know I'm going to be there for sure. So In Your House will most definitely be in the building. But we're going to be coming out of a big show at Wembley Stadium. After that, they're going to be going right to one of the hottest wrestling cities in the United States, Chicago, Illinois. What are you thinking about the trajectory of AEW and the possibility that In Your House will be in the building for that big event in Chicago?
I mean, I think it's just a hot time. Like, I feel like this is the time for things to really happen. Like, obviously with the big Wembley show, as a fan of anything, when you're going into your really big shows of the year, you're expecting major shifts or changes, whether a title changes hands or a story changes completely. It's the beginning and ends. And also when you hit the major markets, you don't go to Chicago and not, deliver a crazy show, or things don't happen.
Yep.
That happens when you're in, West Virginia or something like that. You're in South Dakota doing a show. That's when nothing's really going to happen. So I think we're at a hot time. I think if obviously our presence will be there regardless, but I think it'll be just huge in general, just because I think heading out of Wembley, there's that chance that your title has changed hands again in the company.
Yeah.
And then heading into Chicago, there's a chance that the title could move around again or something like that.
Yep.
We have no clue. So I think it's just exciting. It's a very exciting time. If I was going to use one word to define it, just be exciting.
I agree with that. Like I said, we've submitted credentials to be there, and if we are approved for those credentials, the qualifier on this one being different than anything else that we have been approved or denied for with AEW is that if we do get approved for the credentials for All Out in Chicago at the Now Arena on Saturday, September 26th, that would give us the ability to sit in on the post pay-per-view media scrums, which would give us the ability to ask questions to talent, ask questions to Tony Khan, which once again, whether it be the expo that we went to back in March, whether it be the official launching of the website, would be another huge milestone for In Your House. If anybody within your house is able to get approved and be a part of those media scrums that are very, very important. And Tony Khan's doing a great job of opening up AEW to more forms of wrestling media outside of your ESPNs and things of that nature. He's opening it up to the actual people, the grassroots podcasters that actually do a good job, cover the event. And I know that because we've been approved by AEW before, so I believe in it. Before we get out of here, call this a great episode. Let's hit the chat one more time, get a few comments there because that chat has been going. And before we slide out of here, I want to see what they're talking about. We got I think this is the second time Mean Metal Mike's been here, so we appreciate you coming back. Which AEW star is likely soon to jump ship to WWE? Well, honestly, a lot of the stars that they have right now, they seem to be pretty satisfied. I mean, Andrade is somebody who is known to flip-flop between companies, and I think he's very happy where he's at in AEW, and I think he's very happy with his positioning right now. Tommaso Ciampa is somebody who recently came over from WWE, and I think he's very happy. I think he's enjoying what he's doing, and he's doing a great job. As far as anybody jumping, I don't know, honestly.
Did Jungle Boy resign?
He did resign. Yeah, he re-signed. They showed that video on Dynamite, I believe. But I'll throw it to you guys as well. Is there anybody in AEW that you think right now would jump ship? Because right off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody. AEW's in a good little lane right now where they're the alternative, and it seems like guys are pretty happy right now.
Yeah,
And
I can't think of anybody really. I mean,
For a minute, I probably would have. For a minute, I probably would have argued Brian Cage, but they're presenting Brian Cage again.
yeah,
I think if
and
I
he's
was
getting a
gonna,
lot more opportunities through them.
Yeah,
Than
I think if I was
WWE.
gonna jump ship, like it'd be Athena. Like if I was going to, I would try to go. Like she need to go be big, bro. Like she needs to
I
go.
think
Yeah.
I think her value has skyrocketed.
Yeah, like I feel like
Skyrocketed.
her comeback would be something because I mean she's always had a move set that can show up, and I just think she's one of the few that you can go away, come back, and it's not a nostalgia act. You know,
She's
it's not trying to,
legit.
it's not trying to present like, and God, I love them all, but it's not trying to present Trish or Lita or something like that to like
Yeah.
come be your next challenger. Like this is somebody who's still like
In their bag.
prime. Yeah, like
Yep, I agree with that. I agree. So yeah, there's just not really a lot. I think a lot of AEW talents are happy right now, and I think honestly we've criticized him a lot over the years, but in this moment in time, I think Tony Khan's doing a pretty good job. Give us another comment here. Let's hit this chat. Ribshot, our boy Ribshot, he says, "I'd like to see Gaston jump ship." I don't know, you pay for that. You pay admission for that. We have the Ring King Entertainment Podcast. They say, what are the things that AEW could do better or at least needs to work on and improve about their product? I just don't think we need shows to go on until midnight to 1 o'clock in the morning. Not wrestling shows. I love the fact that Tony Khan's going to give the customer more bang for their buck. You for all the shit you can say about Tony Khan, you cannot say that he tries to shortchange the customer, because he does not. He over delivers almost to a fault, because it almost is like, man, if this was like 6 or 7 matches, this would be great, or even 8. But bro, you're giving me 12. You know, like, so I
and
think
they're all long.
yeah, and they're all long as hell. So like that would be one thing. But honestly, like we've talked about AEW and consistently, I mean, watched every single show consistently for almost a full year now. And I can tell you that to where they were at from when we started watching it to where they are now, my interest in AEW right now is higher than it's ever been.
Yeah,
Especially
that's a
after
fair
Beach
point.
Break. Especially after Beach Break.
Yeah, Beach Break was an excellent mini pay-per-view that they put on for a Dynamite. I would say I don't want them. I mean, storytelling, of course, you have to have more. You have to get rid of this fucking never being able to challenge for a title stipulation thing. I fucking hate it. It's dumb. It cripples your characters in which later on down the road you want to do something. I mean, look, you have Adam Page coming and saying he's a fucking botanist. But outside of that, I don't want them to really do anything because I like the lane they're in. I go to AEW because I want to watch AEW type shit. I go to WWE because I want to watch WWE type shit. They're two different entities under the same fucking performance tent, but they're two separate things, and I enjoy them for what they're doing over there because, like I said, with that beach episode, Dude, they were using all the props, and House, you know me. When you do something like that and you buy into the set and you
Yep.
actually go into it. I mean, Kenny Omega's doing fucking flips off a lifeguard. You have Monet sitting up there at the lifeguard stand just watching bitches while
Yep.
drunk auntie yells at bitches. There's
Yep.
there's a lot of things moving around. I don't get that in WWE. I want
No.
that in my wrestling, so I go to AEW. So that's my long-winded answer.
Gotcha. No, I hear you. What about you, Bryce? Is there anything like that you think they could improve on or do better from your perspective?
I mean, yeah, like not to, you don't want to make things the same, obviously, like, that's vanilla ice cream, that's chocolate ice cream or whatever. So like I'm definitely not looking for them to do the same thing, but I think one thing AEW needs to be better at, and I think it's something that we said a while back when I was on a pod, but it's just like the video package after the big show. Like sometimes the
Mm-hmm.
presentation just is lacking. Like I don't expect them to be the
True.
WWE production and soap opera to the same extent, but I do think that when you're at this level, when you're supposed to be at that level or whatever, that like I should be able to get these video packages, these things that, like, as annoying as I sometimes think it is, because if you're watching weekly, you're watching every episode, you don't need the long-winded recap at the start of a show, but like they need that. They need
Yes.
that aspect, especially for you're coming off a big event, big pay-per-view, coming off a beach break or something like that. You need to, the title changed hands. We need something at the beginning of the show to make sure everyone is filled in and they know what's going on. And even heading into some of these big matches, I'm a sucker for a good, little couple-minute clip or something, highlighting the feud, all these little stupid moments that I might have not even picked up. He knocked over his coffee or something, and that's what really kicked it off. But I just think it's some of that. It's the presentation. It's the videos.
Yeah, I agree with that. They could definitely do better on that for sure. Fighting says TK needs a team to help with booking. He needs help. He's not as good to do. He basically says he can't do it alone. Uh, yeah, I agree with that. That you need that there needs to be more in the booking room. More if it's just Tony Khan, that's not the right way to do that, because you got to have people that are going to tell you, no, that's not a good idea. Not just people that's going to tell you, oh yeah, Tony, yeah. No, Tony needs to have people in there that's outside of that echo chamber that's going to tell him, no, that's not a good idea. No, that's not what people want. Because it's so easy, especially the fact that he's funding everything and he's a wrestling fan. It's so easy to get caught up in what I want to do, what I want to see. This is how I would book it. And what happens when we have situations like that? We get stuck with a motherfucker like John Moxley. So we got to be careful with that stuff, to where we're like not letting the fandom get in the way, because we got to book for not just what we want to see, but what the people want to see. And I agree with what Ribshot is saying. TK takes all his inspiration from Ring of Honor, and he says it's an unsuccessful wrestling company. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, it's not around, so that does make it unsuccessful, but damn, as far as wrestling goes, I watched a lot of that, and that was great. OG says they need to promote their company better, and in some ways, I agree with that. But I don't. But I think we're a little bit skewed on that, because WWE is linked up with TKO, which is a promotion company. So all TKO does is promote, 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 promote. So we see WWE and UFC and that stuff in our face all the time. I'm not saying we need to be on that levels with AEW, but I think it will help a little bit more for them to promote, because I think there's a lot of people that don't know AEW is around, and they're doing some great work right now. So we're gonna slide out of here. Call this a really great episode. This was a good one. We was able to get B York back in the mix and checking it out. Remember, guys, you can check out a lot of things we're going to be doing. We're going to have some polls here on www.inyourhouse.com. That's www.inyourhouse.com. Check out that site for everything moving and going on within your house, whether it be blogs, vlogs, our merchandise, the people that we work with that we consider friends that you should check out all the work that they do, and just some great work. We're doing some great things here for In Your House. I'm going to give it here to B. York, man. Where can they catch you and everything you're doing?
They can't catch me. That's the craziest part. Shit. www.inyourhouse.com. Type it in www.inyourhouse.com. You can find me on the Facebook In Your House. You can find me in your house. Don't find me in your house, actually. Sometimes I do shows. Sometimes I make posts on Facebook. Sometimes I go to www.inyourhouse.com. That's it. Don't worry about me. Just worry about that website.
My man Bryce, check out the stuff that he's doing because he does do some cool stuff out there, man.
I don't do anything.
He does. Now he's saying he does nothing, but he was right when he says go to www.inyourhouse.com. That's what you need to do. Go to www.inyourhouse.com. If you want to learn more about Bryce, you can figure it out there because I'm going to get him to hold still long enough to at least do a profile on him. So if you want to learn more about him, go to www.inyourhouse.com. And I'm not the only one that's going to tell you about that. I got my brother over here, The Voice. Where can they catch you and everything you're doing, man?
All right, fans. So if you want to see what we do weekly here, you can check out the Tuesday show. It's at 6 p.m. where me and Kevin Calloway, soon to be Bruzy, will be joining us in third chair. We will be discussing Monday Night Raw like we always do on a Tuesday at 6:15 p.m. Join me, Bruzy, and Kevin Calloway. He's the Chaos Goblin and the professional. Much like if you enjoyed Bryce's breakdowns, you'll enjoy them from Kevin too, but they come from he uses a lot of big words and stuff like that. I learn a lot over there. But you can come and check us out. 6:15 is when we're going to go live. So come check out all we do on the Tuesday show for the Monday Night Raw. After that, Wednesday is a fun day. It's a WCW day. It's where me and House, we sit down and we watch. That's right, WCW. We go back in time, check some things out. It could be a Nitro. It could be a match. It could be anything that maybe you guys suggest. So come hang out with us and see what we dive into when it comes to WCW and the Watch Along. That is 6 p.m. on a Wednesday. Thursday is a fun day. You guys seen all the talk we had. We had a lot of conversations in the chat. It's the AEW Dynamite. Yeah. It's a fun time. It's a great time. It's an OG Tony House and Voice time where we sit down and we talk AEW Dynamite. That's all we talked on that show. So if you want to really dive into AEW, join us on the Thursday show at 6 p.m. where we give you what we love. We give you what we loathe and everything in between from bell ring to bell ring. You can join us and be a part of it because you guys really move the chat in that one and really show us what you're capable of when it comes to maybe hyping up AEW or critiquing it for what it is. So come join us and see the breakdown between me, OG Tony, and House.
It's a bunch of great shows, and you can go to our one-stop shop for all those weekly shows. We updated weekly at www.inyourhouse.com. So check that out. We just had our first ever UFC 329 watch along. That was great. And man, we're about to get these shows started in the next week. And those shows are going to be the In Your House after party, where we're going to have the Gonzo Sports Room guys. They're going to come on right after a Monday Night Raw, and we're going to talk about it. It's going to be great, and that's going to be part of our regular In Your House catalog is the after party after these shows. We're going to get it officially off the ground next week and get that moving. Bruzy is going to be joining on Tuesdays to the Window Lickers Monday Night Raw review on a Tuesday, so that's going to be a great addition. Once again, you can catch all these people and their profiles on www.inyourhouse.com. We're going to be getting that moving. All the polls, www.inyourhouse.com. Vlogs and blogs, www.inyourhouse.com. All of our friends, the amazing artwork, content creation, wrestling promotions, charity, all the things that they do, that's going to be on our friends page on www.inyourhouse.com. So if you want to be a part of that conversation and check out what we're doing, go to www.inyourhouse.com. You guys kind of get it. And remember, guys, that's In Your House. HOWSE. And the W stands for work. So for the young boy, be your Bryce York in the building. For the voice, Josh Joseph, and the whole team here at In Your House, I'm all kind of Conman House. Here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to hop on this bandwagon, get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Go to www.inyourhouse.com. We'll see you Tuesday. Peace.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon sold